looking to get some information right now. Would not be surprised to see this Overlord here come up and do a sneaky sacrifice in just to pick up all this information of what's going on in Deth's base. Who's getting his second factory online right now, and is just really continuing to produce a bunch of army while he works on his rocks. And Seal taking his third. He's got to be really careful that he doesn't fall victim to more Hellion harassment while he gets his lair online. That's a little bit of a delayed lair there, but he was getting harassed so much, so had to be careful. Just denying this SCV, and he has a pretty good bunch of units right now with these super important banelings, which basically, with the way the Terran vs Zerg matchup has evolved lately, this has become the primary damage dealer for in Terran vs Zerg is the banelings, because those bio builds are just so devastating with both players trying to pick up a little bit of scouting information. Third expansion going down for Deth, unless this is going to be a planetary. It'd be very interesting positioning for a planetary. So that could be a planetary, or he could be looking to take his third. I think his defensive position is really fine right now, so that looks like to me like he's going to take his third. He's throwing down 2 more barracks, continuing to get medevacs to support his army, while we do see this Viking continuing to harass right now. Hellion just hanging out at the Xel'Nagas, and even the next sneaky little SCV hanging out at the Xel'Naga, getting all that information for Deth while he takes his third victim. So that's 3 overlords. So now this Viking has definitely paid for itself. He's taken 300 minerals worth of overlords out, and Seal, very cleverly, is very above his population cap right now, refusing to take this Viking harassment and let it get him supply capped. He needs to extend this creep between these 2 expansions. He's been pretty good extending it out, but he really needs to spread that, especially in Steppes of War. I like this from Deth though. Sensor tower going down before he takes his third, so he'll get all this warning, especially on Steppes, where Zerg just loves to place units, get a nice round in the middle, and if we see any kind of movement towards Deth's side of the map, he's going to pick it up. So these sensor towers, which I feel are very underused, and that white line giving so much information, and now he sees a red dot, so he's going to be able to react with his Viking and take out this red dot, which Deth will see. See, there's that red dot. Look, he's picking up on it right now. Sensor tower paying for itself right again, giving you an overlord and going to provide all that information about any encroachment on his territory. Would not be surprised to see another sensor tower perhaps placed on the other side of the map. It's a little bit vulnerable because he's not taking that area, but it will work on the mind games of Deth, so of Seal. So Ultralisk Cavern going down from Seal, very quick on the hive there, a little bit slow on the lair, but fast on the hive while he gets his economy going, and Deth looking to get a little bit more passive right now, taking his third and just macroing up, getting this decent army on and these deadly siege tanks. Be interested to find out what positioning he uses, whether he uses those obnoxious cliffs and be able to work on these spine crawlers. But there's so many banelings, and that Ultralisk Cavern going down now, as well as a bunch of infestors. So I like this unit composition from Seal, who's being aggressive himself, taking his force and taking the gold. If he can get that operational, he can spread this creep between, he'll be in great shape. But unfortunately for him, Deth has this Xel'Naga tower, so he sees it. So this is a little bit of a blunder there by Seal. He's got to be careful that he doesn't have all these units coming out to roast it, and this is basically going to be cancelled. Yeah, that's a little bit of a mistake, Seal. He really needed control of this crucial Xel'Naga, where this Hellion was just hanging out. And the good thing about putting a Hellion there, which is one of the veterans of the earlier drop, is it will pick up any Zerglings, which are the most common unit for Zerg to send to these Xel'Nagas. It'll just completely negate them. So to really take that Xel'Naga back, it becomes a genuine effort for Seal. So that's nice here. And he's re-expanding. Do not like this if this drone is going to re-expand. Being roasted right there. That's exactly what I was talking about. That Hellion is just hanging out and getting free kills as Seal sends stuff. Finally he's reacting. Better not waste these banelings. There would be a huge waste getting banelings on a static Hellion. But no, cleans it up, takes the Xel'Naga. It's very important. And good creep spread too from Seal, now encroaching on Deth's base, forcing Deth to consider moving out and burning some scans just to recede this creep a little bit. I'd like to see him spread it a little bit to the north while we see these Ultralisks starting to come in. A few more Ultralisks. They've got to be careful that they're not split up. He does not want to engage with this army with this hugely expensive 3 Ultralisks, sorry. Sneaky little Ultralisks hiding behind the overlords. 3 Ultralisks hanging out the front of his base. 5 Ultralisks there. He's got to be careful. These split forces is not good unless he's going to go for some sort of pincer movement, and they can move down this ramp and then engage here. So don't mind it, but now we are seeing Deth with a huge army, bunch of siege tanks, receding the creep. There's that scan. Ursa deck calf somehow surviving this army. But now we do see that army retreating, so he's not going for Brew Pincer. He's got to be careful, even pulling this bunch of Ultras back. Not sure if I like this positioning. He wants a nice wide open engagement. He doesn't want to fight in these little narrow spaces, and we are seeing not quite as far down, but those Siege Tanks going like Ultras coming in, taking a bunch of Siege Tank damage. Nice fungal growth going off on that Marauder line there, and the Ultras going to work on the Marine Marauder ball, really crushing through there. Still not through to the Siege Tanks, down to 3 Ultralisks. Bunch of infested Terrans coming out. They do take a little bit of time to pop out. Once they pop out, they're going to really turn the tide of this battle, I'd imagine. We're seeing all those Ultralisks go down. One last Ultralisk coming around, and finally the infested Terrans finish it up. So even though Seal won there, he's almost out of energy on these infestors, really low on all of them, and he's only got 1 Ultralisk left. So he's got to be really careful here because he does not have much, and this is a tough defensive position. So don't like that positioning that he was in there, and he's just trying to work on this encroaching area here. And Deth's got that bunker, pulling some Hellions, bringing another tank, does not want to lose that tank. Second tank coming in, they're going to be the key to this. Oh, Banelings, will they get there? No, the SCVs do get away. Really good control there by Deth. That Ultralisk going down, and the Planetary Fortress racking up 11 kills. They are basically an immunity to Zerglings for Terran. They just love Zerglings. They'll launch on them all day, completely fine. Another expansion going down for Deth. While we see this gold expansion not really operational yet for Seal, he really needs to work on that. 6 more Ultras coming